coffee is steaming, the porch swing is still. The sun's peeking over the edge of the hill. I'm wearing your sweater, the one with the tear. And I'm talking to air like you're sitting right there. The map is still open to the place we'd go, but the engine is cold and the garden won't grow. I'm looking for reasons in the dust on the floor and the way that the light doesn't reach for the door. My heart is a compass that's lost its north, just pacing the kitchen back and forth. The birds are all singing, but the chords are all wrong. They don't know the words to the end of our song. Why did you leave when the summer was green? Why did you go to the places unseen? I've got 1,000 how comes and what ifs to breathe, but they're drowning in all of the things I believe. Was the sky not blue enough? Was my love too deep? Why did you leave while I was asleep? You left your toothbrush, you left your favorite book with a ribbon on page 99 where I look. Did the wall start to lean? Did the air get too thin? Did you run out of room for the skin you wore in? I'd have moved every mountain, I'd have drained every sea, just to make this a place where you wanted to be. But you walked out the gate without making a sound. Now I'm just a man with my feet on the ground. Why did you leave when the summer was green? Why did you go to the places unseen? I've got 1,000 how comes and what ifs to breathe, but they're drowning in all of the things I believe. Was the sky not blue enough? Was my love too deep? Why did you leave while I was asleep? If I'd have known that the good night was goodbye, I'd have held back the moon looking in the mirror at a ghost I don't know, with eyes like a winter where nothing can grow. You took the color from the morning sky and left me with a hello that turned into why. I checked my pockets, but they're filled with sand, the remains of the castles we built in the hand. You walked away with my favorite years and left me a jar full of salt and tears. I try to sleep, but the bed is a map of every secret that fell in the gap. My laughter is quiet, my temper is cold. I'm wearing a story that's already told. You didn't just leave, you took the light, the version of me that was brave in the night. Now I'm a house with the windows all blurred, waiting for a voice that'll never be heard. So give me back the heart that I gave you to keep. Give me back the dreams that I lose when I sleep. I don't want the jewelry, the letters, the clothes. I want back the person that only you know. Return the forever you stole from my chest. I'm tired of trying to settle for less. If you're moving on to something new, then give me back my love. It doesn't belong to you. The garden is frozen, the swing is still. The silence is loud on the top of the hill. I remember the way that you looked in the rain before you became the face of my pain. Every I love you is stuck in my throat, a message in a bottle that'll never quite float. I'm a hollowed out tree in the middle of June, crying for a sun that was taken too soon. Take the memories, take the blame, take the way I used to whisper your name. But leave me my spirit, leave me my pride, leave me the pieces that give me back I moved the chair you used to sit in just to change the view. I scrubbed the scent of cedar wood to rid the room of you. I painted every hallway a shade of hollow white, hoping I could wash away the shadows of the night. They told me time was greedy, that it steals the things we knew. But time is moving slowly, and it's keeping every view. The coffee's getting bitter, I've forgotten how to sweeten. The bread is on the counter, just another meal uneaten. It's easy to stay busy, it's easy to stay loud, to hide inside the rhythm of a faceless, lonely crowd. But when the city settles and the neon turns to gray, that's when the memory of you finds a way to stay. I thought the fading would be easy, like a leaf upon the street. But you're the only color in a monochrome dream. The more I try to push, the more you pull me back in. Oh, it was easy to love you, but it's harder to forget. It's a debt I'm always paying, and I haven't cleared it yet. I can burn every letter, I can lock every door, but I find your ghost is waiting on the second story floor. The world told me move on, but my heart hasn't met the version of me that finds it harder to forget. I saw a stranger yesterday with a coat just like your own. For a second I was breathing, I was finally coming home. But he turned the corner quickly, and the sky began to fall, and I realized I was talking to a shadow on the wall. They say let go, but where does the memory go? Does it dissolve into the version of me that finds it harder to forget. It's harder, so much harder. I remember the way you laughed. I remember the way it ended. The kettle whistles to an empty room. I still make enough for two. The steam rises up and disappears, just like the ghost of you. I'm walking softer on the hardwood floors, afraid to wake the quiet. There's a war breaking out inside my chest, but I'm keeping the outside silent. The clock on the wall is the loudest sound, tracing the circles where you aren't found. I'm reaching out for a hand that's gone. How does the world just carry on? The day you left, the colors bled to gray. The sun forgot to rise, it just looked the other way. I'm a house with all the windows broken in, trying to remember where I stand and I begin. Oh, the silence is a weight I cannot lift since the day you left. Your sweater's still hanging behind the door. It smells like autumn and regret. I told myself I'd move it by now, but I'm not ready to lose you yet. The rain is tapping on the glass tonight, like it's trying to get inside. But there's no warmth left in these hallways, nowhere for my heart to hide. Did you feel the earth shake when you closed the gate? Did you hear my heart break, or was it too late? I'm standing in the wreckage of the plans we made, watching every memory start to fade, fading. It's all just fading. The day you left, the colors bled to gray. The sun forgot to rise, it just looked the other way. I'm a house with all the windows broken in, trying to remember where I stand and I begin. Oh, the silence is a weight I cannot lift since the day you left. The bed is too and you're already gone. The kettle's humming in the dark, a lonely sound, a hollow spark. I poured a cup for two again, and watched the steam dissolve like sin. The clock is ticking on the wall, counting shadows as they fall. The hallway's longer than it used to be since you stopped walking it with me. And the silence, it's a heavy thing, a song that I don't wanna sing, an ancient oath for phantom hands in a house built on shifting sands. It's midnight without you, and the stars look cold, like a story finished, like a heart grown old. I'm shivering under the weight of the space where I used to wake up and find your face. Oh, the moon is a ghost and the bed is a sea, and I'm drowning in what we used to be. Midnight, it's just midnight without you. I found your sweater on the chair, I swear I smelled you in the air. But it's just a trick the memory plays to get me through these hollow days. The rain is tapping on the glass, asking when the ache will pass. But I don't have the words to say since you took the light away. Did you mean it when you said forever? Was it just a string for you to sever? Now I'm standing in the wreckage of the ice, turning everything we built into dust, into dust. It's midnight without you, and the stars look cold, like a story finished, like a heart grown old. I'm shivering under the weight of the space where I used to wake up and find your face. Oh, the moon is a ghost and the bed is a sea, and I'm drowning in what we used to be. Midnight, it's just midnight without you. The tea is cold now, the rain has stopped, but I'm still waiting. Midnight. kettle whistles to an empty room. I still set the table for two, out of habit, out of gloom. The dust is settling on your favorite chair. I reach for a hand that's no longer there, just the ghost of a coffee cup turning cold, and a story left halfway, waiting to be told. The walls are humming a song we used to know, but the melody is heavy and the rhythm is slow, and I'm the only shadow here, dancing on the floor, waiting for the click of a key inside the door. But the moonlight's just a silver light across a bed that's far too wide. I'm fading now, I'm disappearing clear, 'cause you were the light, and I'm the only shadow here. I found your sweater in the bottom drawer. It doesn't smell like us much anymore. Just cedar wood and the passing of the days. I'm lost in a house that's turned into a maze. Every corner holds a whisper of your name, but when I turn around, nothing is the same, and I'm the only shadow here, dancing on the floor, waiting for the click of a key inside the door. But the moonlight's just a silver light across a bed that's far too wide. I'm fading out, I'm disappearing clear, 'cause you were the light, and I'm the only shadow here. They say that time is a healer, a friend, but time is just a hallway that never seems to end. I'm reaching for the sun, but the clouds won't part. There's a winter living deep inside my heart. I'm the only shadow here, still waiting for that key inside the door. But the moonlight's just a silver light across the bed where I start to cry. I'm fading out, I'm disappearing clear, 'cause you were the light. Oh, you were the light, and I'm the only shadow here, the only shadow, just a silhouette of what you The ink is dry, the paper's turning gold. A story in my drawer left untold. I wrote your name in cursive, neat and slow, with all the things I'm scared to let you know. It's sitting by the lamp beneath the dust, a monument to all my broken trust. I wonder if the edges start to fray, like the way I'm crumbling away. I told the pages how I miss your spark, the way you used to kiss me in the dark. But the seal is tight, the wax is hard and cold, just like the us that's never growing old. And my hand begins to shake at the choice I have to make. Do I send it to the wind or keep the pain tucked deep within? It's an unopened letter to a heart that's moved on, a map to a kingdom that's already gone. I'm screaming in the margins, I'm crying in the lines, searching for a version where you're still mine. But the envelope is heavy with the weight of the end, to the only one I loved and can no longer call a friend. Should I tear it into pieces? Should I throw it in the fire? Watch the smoke become the ghost of every lost desire. I'm holding on to paper, 'cause I can't hold on to you. It's the only thing that's left, the only thing that's true. It's an unopened letter to a heart that's moved on, a map to a kingdom that's already gone. I'm screaming in the margins, I'm crying in the lines, searching for a version where you're still mine. But the envelope is heavy with the weight of the end, to the only one I loved. I'll just leave it on the table, I'll just leave it by the light. Maybe I'll find the courage, but not tonight. No, not tonight. I still walk softly across the hardwood floor, like I'm afraid to wake the ghost of who we were before. The kettle's cold, the mail is piled by the door. I'm listening for a footstep that doesn't live here anymore. The shadows stretch, the hallway grows so long. The clock is ticking, but the time feels wrong. I'm shouting out your name, but it's just a hollow sound. In the quietest place that I have ever found. In this house of silence, the walls are closing in. I can feel the cold where your touch has been. It's a gallery of echoes, a museum of goodbye. Underneath the ceiling that's forgotten how to fly. Oh, the silence is a weight. It's a heavy silver shroud. In this house of silence, the quiet is so loud. I left your coffee mug exactly where it sat. I can't bring myself to move a thing. Imagine that. If I change the air, if I open up the blinds, I might lose the only pieces of you I can find. I'm a prisoner of still. I'm a victim of the peace in this house of silence. The walls are closing in. I can feel the cold where your touch has been. It's a gallery of echoes, a museum of goodbye. Underneath the ceiling that's forgotten how to fly. Oh, the silence is a weight. ticking holes in the middle of the night. I'm sitting here bathed in the glow of the kitchen's single light. I've checked the signal 100 times, and I've cleared the cache for space, but the screen is a cold, dark mirror reflecting a tired face. I rehearsed what I'd say if you picked up. I was just checking in. I'd lie, I'd keep my voice steady and hollow, so you wouldn't hear me cry. But the phone is a heavy stone now, sitting on the arm of the chair. The longest distance in the world is the silence hanging in the air. They say that no news is good news, but they don't know the weight of the bread. When every minute without you feels like a little death, and I'm just waiting for a call, waiting for the sky to fall, waiting for a vibration in my hand to tell me where I'm supposed to land. Is it over? Is it maybe? Is it high? I'm paralyzed by the how and the why, building a prison out of hope and aware, walking a tightrope, nowhere to guide. Just waiting for a call that never comes at all. I remember when the ringtone was the rhythm of my heart, back when we didn't have to wonder where the ending was gonna start. Now I jump at every shadow, and I ache at every sound, but it's just the house settling into the lonely ground. Just ring once, just give me a sign. Tell me you're angry, tell me you're fine. Tell me you hate me, but tell me it's true. Anything is better than not hearing from you. The silence is a scream. The silence is a sun is starting to wake up. The crickets have gone to sleep. I've got a mountain of almost that I'm not allowed to keep. I'll put the phone on the table, I'll close my eyes for a while, but I'm still waiting, still waiting. There's a box of photos by the bed, full of words we should have never said. The ink is fading on the yours forever. Back when we thought we'd weather any weather, now I'm standing in the kitchen light, chasing shadows from a better night. When the air was thick with things we knew, back when I was me and I was you. I saw your coat in the back of the hall, still hanging there, waiting for your call. I almost reached out to touch the sleeve, but I remembered how it felt to watch you leave. The garden's overgrown, the roses died, like all the promises we kept inside. It's funny how a kingdom turns to dust the moment that you lose the us. Because we used to be the moon and the sea, we used to be the lock and the silver key. We were the fire, we were the gold, a story that would never grow old. But now I'm just a stranger in our street, with a heavy heart and tired feet, looking at the stars, wondering why everything we were had to say goodbye. The park where we first met, the grass was damp, the sun had set. I saw a couple laughing in the rain, and for a second I forgot the pain. I wanted to warn them, wanted to say, hold on tight before it slips away, because always is a fragile thing to hold. It shatters when the world grows cold. Was it a slow leak or a sudden break? How many sorries does a healing take? We built a cathedral out of thin air, and now I'm the only one kneeling in prayer. You were my gravity, you were my home. Now I'm a heartbeat standing alone. We used to be the moon and the sea, we used to be the lock and the silver key. We were the fire, we were the gold, a story that would never grow old. But now I'm just a stranger in our street, with a heavy heart and tired feet, looking at the stars, wondering why everything we were had to say goodbye. everything was gone. I'm tracing patterns on the window pane, while the sky is weeping a soft and steady rain. You left your silence like a heavy cold, and 1,000 words I never got to quote. I try to move, I try to stand up tall, but I'm leaning hard against a crumbling wall. The mirror shows a face I barely know, a tired reflection of a girl from long ago. You didn't break a bone or leave a mark, but I'm stumbling through dark. It's a quiet ache, a secret kind of sting, the heavy weight that being lonely brings. Every memory is a step I shouldn't take. Every hello was a promise meant to break. Skin, but I can feel the cold rushing in. A map of everywhere we fell behind, the kind of hurt that makes a spirit blind. I'm just a girl falling apart, counting all bruises on my heart. I saw your shadow in a stranger's gate. I realized then it's far too late to hate, so I keep the lights down low and the music soft, holding on to pieces that I've already lost. The kitchen floor is cold beneath my feet, the bitter taste of something that was sweet. Yeah, I'm wearing all the bruises on my heart, the old blue and tearing me apart. They don't show beneath the skin, but I can feel the cold rushing in. A map of everywhere we fell behind, a kind of hurt that makes a spirit blind. I'm just a girl falling apart, counting all the bruises on my heart. They say the colors fade with time, that eventually I'll learn to climb. But today the purple's turning deep, and I have promises I cannot I'm fading out, I'm falling apart, still nursing these bruises on my heart. The keys are on the counter where you left them lie, underneath the weight of a long and cold goodbye. I've walked these floorboards until the wood is thin, looking for the place where us didn't begin. I know the scent of every room by heart, but I don't know the way to make a brand new start. The clock on the wall is just counting down the ghost to the version of me that I miss the most. I keep reaching for the handle, I keep pushing on the glass, watching all the seasons and the shadows pass. It's a house of mirrors, it's a cage of gold, and the story we wrote is getting tired and old. I'm tired of the hallways, I'm tired of the floor, I'm tired of staring at a locked up door. And I'm just finding the exit, one step at a time, trying to wash the salt out of this heart of mine. I'm leaving the memories, I'm leaving the pain, I'm walking out of the shelter and into the light. It's a long way out and the light is dim, but I'm finding the exit to life without him. I left a note on the mirror, but I wiped it away. There's nothing left for a hollow heart to say. The silence used to scream, now it just hums. I'm learning to beat on my own with the drums. I'm shedding the skin of the girl I was then, am learning to breathe all over again. Yeah, I'm finding the exit, one step at a time, trying to wash the salt out of this heart of mine. I'm leaving the memories, I'm leaving the pain, I'm walking out of the shelter and into the rain. It's a long way out and the light is dim, but I'm finding the exit to life without him. The door isn't heavy, the door isn't small. I just had to realize it was there after all. It was there all along. I don't wanna meet. I'm tracing the shadows on the cold bedroom sheet. The tea has gone cold, the steam is all died, much like the feeling of having you by my side. I try to remember the way that I smiled before the rejection, before I was exiled. From the warmth of your arms to this freezing hallway, where the ghosts of our laughter have all turned to gray. I saw a reflection in the window today, a silhouette shaking with nothing to say. I reached out to touch her, to offer some grace, but I only found cracks on a porcelain face. The street lights are flickering, drowning in blue. Everything beautiful reminds me of you, and the silence is screaming your name in the hall. I'm leaning my weight against a crumbling wall. I'm looking for me, but she's nowhere inside. Just a girl in the dark, losing the fight. Oh, these sad eyes, they tell a long story of a love that went down in a blaze of no glory. They're heavy with secrets, they're tired of the rain. They're windows of glass that are shattered by pain. I look in the glass and I don't recognize the hollowed out soul behind these sad eyes. How many tears does it take to go blind, to wash every image of you from my mind? I'm drowning in rivers, I cried on the floor. I don't even know who I was anymore before the goodbye, before the lie. Help me, I'm running dry. These sad eyes, they tell a long story of a love that went down in a blaze of no glory. They're heavy with secrets, they're tired of the rain. They're windows of glass that are shattered by pain. I look in the glass and I don't recognize the hollowed out soul behind these sad eyes, just sad eyes, watching the clock, waiting for the heart to stop aching. The door didn't creak when you walked away. You left the light on in a shade of gray. Your keys are sitting by the silver tray, like you're coming back at the end of the day. But the closet is empty, the hangers are bare, just the ghost of your ghost in the cold morning air. I'm reading the text that I can't delete, tracing the lines where our lives used to meet. You said I'm sorry, then you closed the gate. But sorry is hollow when it's far too late. You took your records and your favorite code, but you left all the words that you never spoke. And I'm caught in the middle, I'm stuck in the door, not quite a widow, but not yours anymore. It's a heavy silence, it's a bitter lie, living in the shadow of half a goodbye. Oh, you left me with half a goodbye, a hole in the heart where the memories lie. You didn't stay, but you didn't quite go. You left me with secrets I'm not meant to know. Now I'm holding the pieces of a broken wheel, wondering which half is still haunting me. Just half a goodbye. Oh, I can't move forward and I can't go back. I'm the train that's been left on a rusted track. Was I not worth the ending, not worth the tears? house is so dark. You kept the farewell, and you left me the spark. Have a goodbye. The hallway light is flickering in pulses, like a heart that doesn't know its own rhythm anymore. Your suitcase is a shadow by the kitchen chair, and I'm just breathing in the cold, thinning air. We're sitting inches apart on this velvet blue, but there's an ocean in the gap between you. You're checking your watch, I'm checking your eyes, searching for a truth underneath the tired lies. Is the handle of the door feeling warm to your touch? Did I love you too little or way too much? The floorboards are creaking with the weight of the doubt, waiting for the words that we can't shout out. One foot is hovering over the line, one hand is still trying to hold on to mine. It's the longest second I've ever known, a house full of memories, feeling so alone. So do you stay, or do you go? Beautiful dream or a beautiful crash. Don't leave me in the doorway, don't leave me in the gray. Give me a reason to beg you to stay, or the courage to watch you walk away. I remember the keys being jumbled in your hand, back when we had a map and a piece of land. Now the keys are just metal, cold and heavy and strange. Funny how a home can so suddenly change. The silence is a wall that we both helped to build, a promise that neither of us ever fulfilled. So do you stay, or do you go? Tell me something that I don't already know. Are we a fire that's burning, or just turning to ash? A beautiful dream or a beautiful crash? Don't leave me in the doorway, don't leave me in the gray. Give me a reason to beg you to stay, or the courage to watch you walk away. The clock on the wall is a hammer on a nail. Our happily ever after is looking so pale. Just say it, just do it. Don't let the maybe be the thing that breaks me. just go. I'm wearing your shirt, but the scent is all gone. I've been sitting right here since the break of the dawn, watching the dust motes dance in the light, wondering where you are sleeping tonight. The neighbors are laughing, the world moves along, but I'm stuck in the bridge of a half-finished song. The calendars turn, but I'm still in July, staring at photos and asking them why. I've cleaned out the drawers, I've scrubbed every floor, but I still hear your phantom key turning the door. I'm a ghost in this kitchen, a guest in this bed, reliving the last bitter words that we said. I'm too tired to run, but I'm too scared to stay. I'm caught in the clouds of a permanent grave. I'm reaching for us, but there's nothing to hold, just a handful of silver that's turning to mold. And I'm stuck in the middle of loving and leaving, stuck in the middle of breath and not breathing. Half of me's waiting for you to come home, the other half's dying from being alone. I'm a bridge to nowhere, a heart in the space between hello and goodbye. Still stay. The tile is cold against my bare feet. It's 3 a.m. and I can't sleep. I reached across the bed to find your hand, but I forgot. You left like we never planned. Now I'm standing where the light is dim by the sea, where the shadows swim, looking for a glass to fill the void in this quiet house we both destroyed. And there are tears in the kitchen tonight, falling on the counter in the pale moonlight. The kettle's humming a lonely sound while my world is shaking, crumbling down. I'm washing dishes that you'll never use, counting up the pieces that I had to lose. It's just a room, but it feels like a grave. It's quite the love that I couldn't save. And there's a stain on the wood from a wine we shared back when we laughed, back when you cared. Now the grocery list is half as long, and the radio plays that hollow song. I stare at the chair where you used to sit, reading the news while the lamp was lit. Now the coffee's bitter and the air is gray, and I'm just trying to make it to the day. Because our tears in the kitchen tonight, falling on the counter in the pale moonlight. The kettle's humming a lonely sound while my world is shaking, crumbling down. I'm washing dishes that you'll never use, counting up the pieces that I had to lose. It's just a room, but it feels like a grave without the love that I couldn't say. So what I'm mixing with the tap, I'm falling through every single gap. You left your keys on the marble top. I'm waiting for the sound of the rain to stop, but it's raining inside right here on the floor, and I don't know who I am anymore. The sun is coming, but the room stays dark. I'm looking for a flame, but there isn't a spark. Just a cold glass of water and a heart that's gone missing. Just more tears. In the kitchen, found a folded note inside a winter coat, a few lines of ink that barely stay afloat. You said the weather changed, you said you had to go, but you didn't say how deep the cold would grow. I still remember the way the floorboards creaked, the words you swallowed and the ones you leaked. The static on the line, the humming of the wire, a dying conversation, a flickering fire. You told me you were tired, you told me you were fine. I was looking for a bridge, you were drawing a line. That was the last time your voice filled the room. Now it's just a scent of fading perfume, and the world keeps turning like it didn't hear the sound of a heart disappearing into the year. Now I'm just a listener waiting for a cue, for any little ghost of a word from you. That was the last I heard of you. A hollow good night that didn't ring true. Just a door clicking shut in the back of my mind, leaving all of our forevers behind. Now the silence is heavy, the silence is blue. That was the last of the hurt of you. Sometimes I pick up the phone just to feel the weight, but I'm 10 months early or a lifetime late. I wonder if your hello sounds different now, if you've forgotten the weight of a whispered vow. I'm still standing right where the signal died, with 1,000 I love yous trapped inside. Was it a sigh, or was it the wind? Where does the memory end and the haunting begin? You're a frequency I can no longer find, a beautiful static left in my mind, left in my mind. just a fading take care. I'm still listening, but you aren't there. Standing on my porch with those sorry eyes, the kind that used to work before the long goodbyes. You brought the flowers that I used to love, while the clouds are gray and heavy up above. But flowers need a garden, and mine has turned to stone. I've spent too many midnights learning to be alone. You're saying all the things I begged you once to say, back when I was drowning, reaching through the spray. You finally found the courage, you finally found the light, but you're bringing me a candle in the middle of a fight. The fire's gone out, the embers are cold. The story you're starting has already been told. It's like bringing rain to a field that's already burned, like offering a lesson that's already been learned. You're a day behind the moon, a year behind the sun, trying to fix a heart that's already undone. Oh, it's too little, too late, and the bridge is washed away. There's nothing left to say in the ruins of today. I waited at the station until the tracks grew over with the weeds. Now you're sowing the harvest when I no longer have the seeds. You're a beautiful ghost at a door that I've locked tight. It's too little, too late to make it right. I look at your hands and I don't feel the spark, just a dull kind of thimble ache here in the dark. I used to think your absence would be the end of me, but I found a strange mercy in the honesty of being free. So keep your I'm sorry's and keep your regrets. The heart doesn't keep what the spirit forgets. Where were you when the silence was screaming? Where were you when I stopped all the dreaming? I gave you 1,000 now or nevers, and you chose never every single time. Now is a mountain I don't wanna climb. make it right. The clock on the wall, it don't run back. The train is gone and I'm off the track. Go on home, leave the flowers on the gate. It's just too I still use the mug you bought in June, the one with the chipped ceramic rim. I sit in the glow of the afternoon, watching the light grow thin. I remember the sugar, I remember the spark, the way your laughter lit up the dark. But the memory's changing, it's losing its glow, and I'm left with the seeds you chose to sow. One sip of the past is enough to sting. I'm tired of waiting for the bells to ring. The honey is dried, the well is run cold, and I'm left with the story that's already told. Now it's just a bitter aftertaste on my tongue, the ghost of the songs that we never quite sung. You were the wine, but you turned into salt. Now I'm searching for reasons and finding my fall. It's the burn in my throat, it's the weight in my chest, the love that was sweet put to the rest. Just a bitter aftertaste. I walk past the park where we sat in the grass, avoiding the shadows as the hours pass. The flowers we planted have withered to brown, like everything else in this lonely town. You left without saying the word goodbye. You just let the summer wither and die. How do I wash the ghost of you away, when the flavor of us haunts every day? I'm scrubbing the floors, I'm clearing the air, but I find the scent of you everywhere. It's sharp, it's cold, it's hollow and deep. A promise you made that you didn't keep. Now it's just a bitter aftertaste on my tongue, the ghost of the songs that we never quite sung. You were the wine, but you turned into salt. Now I'm searching for reasons and finding my fault. It's the burn in my throat, it's the weight in my chest, haven't changed the photo, the one where you're laughing at the sea. Your hair is messy in the wind and you're looking straight at me. I know I should hit edit, maybe move you to the trash, but it's the only piece of us that didn't turn to ash. Sometimes the screen just lights up with a message from a friend. My heart does a somersault before I remember how we end. I see your first initial, and for a second I'm okay. Then the gravity comes crashing back and pulls the light away. It's just 10 digits in a memory locked behind a wall of glass. The little bridge of electricity that I'm not allowed to cross. And I'm just staring at your name on my phone, the hardest way to feel all alone. I'm one thumb tap away from hello and 1,000 miles from letting you go. It used to mean safety, it used to mean home. Now it's just a ghost in a garden of chrome, waiting for a ring that'll never come through. Just staring at the name that belongs to you. I scrolled back to the beginning, to the hey, what are you up to days. Back when the blue bubbles were in a shimmering lonely maze. I read the way we used to talk, like we had all the time on earth. Now I'm measuring the silence for everything it's worth. Should I delete it? Would that set me free? Or would I just be losing the last thing left of me? My thumb hovers over the delete, but my heart says not today. I'm not ready for your name to finally fade. Yeah, I'm still staring at your name on my phone, the hardest way to feel all alone. I'm one thumb tap away from hello and 1,000 miles from letting you go. It used to mean safety, it used to mean home. Now it's just a ghost in a garden of chrome, waiting for a ring that'll never come darkness, but you aren't whispering back. Just a name on a screen in the dark. Sitting 3 inches apart on the sofa, but it feels like a canyon, it feels like it's over. You're scrolling through pictures of people you don't know, while our fire is dying and losing its glow. I poured you some wine, I wore the blue dress, the one that you told me was simply the best. But your eyes are like shutters pulled down for the night, and I'm just a shadow outside of your light. I'm waving a flag in the middle of the room, trying to scatter this thickening gloom. But I'm invisible now, just a ghost in the hall, a familiar picture that hangs on the wall. Because you don't look at me anymore, not really. You see through my skin, and you see through me clearly, like I'm made of glass or I'm made of the air. I'm screaming for mercy, but you're never there. You look at the clock, and you look at the dark, and you don't look at me. You don't look at me anymore. Remember the mornings we'd stare for an hour before the sweet water turned heavy and sour. You used to read stories inside of my eyes. Now you just look for the stars in the skies. I'm standing right here, I'm still in your reach, but the silence is wider than any old beach. I'd rather you hate me, I'd rather you fight, than to be this forgotten in the middle of the night. Yeah, you don't look at me anymore, not really. You see through my skin, and you see through me clearly, like I'm made of glass or I'm made of the air. I'm screaming for mercy, but you're never there. You look at the clock, and you look at the door, but you don't look at me. You don't look at me anymore. A beautiful, tragic melody that feels like a plea. It builds to a peak, and then suddenly drops off into a very soft, single-note refrain, accompanied by the sound of a distant bird chirping in the wind. The candle is flickering, the evening is gray. I'm watching the person I love drift away. You're looking at everything else in the room. The curtains, the shadows, the light and the gloom. But you don't look at me more. You don't look at me anymore.